All right, everyone. Very close. We are very close to week one. We are about 28 hours away from the Kansas City Chiefs kicking off the regular season against the Baltimore Ravens. I've got a couple more drafts left to do, but it's Battle Royale season time. It's week one DFS season. I've been in the projections, been over on rotogrinders.com, figuring all of that stuff out. I've been drafting Battle Royales. I believe I am 50 in to the Battle Royale. So the plan, not going to be here that long. It's not going to be a marathon. We're not going to be here for 4 or 5 hours. We're going to hang out. We're going to draft some Battle Royales. We're going to look at the combos. We're going to try and GM. We're going to have a good time. And I'll answer any questions. You know, we'll hang out. Need to remind all of you before the season starts, I am trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. Don't think the road to 4,000 is going to happen before the beginning of the season, but that would be very kind if we could get to 4,000 subscribers. And of course, please like the video as well. Ricky, I would fire up a Deposit Kingdom draft, but I already did them. I immediately, as soon as the Deposit Kingdom contest opened, I immediately went to go fire all 3 of them. And I think I got auto drafted, or maybe I clicked. One of the teams is stone dead already. I did see that Hollywood Brown tweeted about my family. He said that my family is going to be well fed, that's what we want to hear. I want to know that Hollywood Brown cares about my family, and I feel that Hollywood cares about my family. I feel that Xavier Worthy cares about my family. I feel that Rashee Rice feels very kindly about my family. Davis, do you play DFS? I do. There's going to be a DFS video on this channel tomorrow. It's going to be a preview of the slate with Jacob Sanderson from Thinking About Thinking. And I'm going to select... I'm actually going to select Bijan here. And there Sunday morning, there is going to be a DFS show here as well, where I'm going to run through like news. I'm actually going to set some of my season-long lineups. We're going to run the Sims over on Sim Labs. So we are going to be locked in. And I honestly, probably at the end of the day, let's just be real. I probably will just set my cash game team on the channel. Now don't hold me to it. Don't say that I won't late swap. Needed this to boost my mood after Underdog gave us daily grinders the middle finger with their raid kickbacks. Oh, what is different with what's Meatwad, what is different with the rakeback now? I just saw that I got my rakeback from the from Gladiator last week. What is different with rakeback? I assume rakeback is a little bit different because they're doing rakeback now for the seasonal stuff. So I assume that it is a little bit different, but you never know. All right, so I've got Bijan. What do I want to set up on this team? Let's do McBride and Kyler. I don't know if you guys have been thinking about this, but my thought has been I'm really trying to get Kincaid and McBride on a ton of these teams. Obviously not everyone. I don't want to have like 100% exposure, but looking at the projections, Kincaid and McBride are projected much higher than basically every other tight end in the pool. And some of these dusty ass project, like once you get past hits, it goes to like absolute 0 for the tight end projections. So I'm really trying to get a lot of these elite tight ends. Let's see here. I'm going to sort by the tight ends over on RotoGrinders, and I'll share my screen. So this is DK scoring, so it's not 1-to-1. But look at this. Look at the drop off. I mean, even here, even to Bowers, like, but that's a huge difference. And this is full PPR, but that's a huge difference between McBride, Kincaid, and then these guys. And I don't even have Cardi's stuff loaded in yet. Let's see if I can load. Oh, I got to go back and make my pick. Okay, I said I was going to take Kyler with McBride. Okay, let me load. The FanDuel projections are a little bit closer. For building a salary DFS lineup, does a double stack game stack limit your upside too much? No, it definitely does not limit your upside too much. Yeah, I mean, I can scroll all the way down to like wide receiver 50 and feel good. Is that what this? Okay, is this Pete's shit here? There's only there are only 8 possible sounds to choose from for background noise. Only 8 possible. I have not done double elite tight end. Maybe I should. Honestly, like if you think about it, like double elite tight end probably happens less frequently in drafts than it would need to be optimal, but I don't know. The contest is not that big. It's only 67,000 entrants. All right, DJ Moore is one of my favorite plays in this, but I'm actually, well, T. Higgins I like too. Let's do DJ Moore on this one. I do like Gabe Davis on this slate. Gabe Davis is a pretty good battle royale play. I will draft my Pug 3s later. I don't think I'm gonna draft the Pug 3s on stream. I'll probably draft those while I'm walking my dog later. Is my plan. All right, so we've got Kyler and McBride, Bijan and DJ Moore. I'm gonna do Khalil Shakir as my bring back on this one. I've been vacillating back and forth on this. Like, what makes more sense? Do you want to have a running back as your flex guy, or do you want to have a wide receiver as your flex guy? Like, wide receiver ceiling is obviously higher. I'm going to do Mostert on this one. But obviously, half PPR really benefits the running backs. The icons around the running back's head, when you draft them, around Bijan's head, that's the vulture protection. So any running back that has that, if you bet on them, or if you put them in the if you put them in a pick'em, if you put their higher touchdowns in a pick'em and they get vultured, your entry gets rescued on Underdog. The nut lineup feels something like A-Chain, McBride, Kyler, Shakir, Gabe, Pickett. Yeah, that is A-Chain. A-Chain is like my number one favorite play of the slate. This makes sense to me. It would make sense to me that 2 running backs over 3 wide receivers would make the most sense in this scoring, because it's really, this is a touchdown-based game that we're playing. Like, yards and catches obviously matter, but this really is a touchdown-based game that we're playing. What side is better, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Zach Moss, or the Chase side? Chase side by a lot, by leaps and bounds. Double stacks I would not do. Double stacks, I think this is based on my experience of playing on FanDuel a lot, but double stacks without bonuses are, your team would have to score like 6 touchdowns. Oh, this 2 picks away from 5K on Underdog streaks. Does anyone have an absolute lock prop tomorrow / this weekend? Oof. Man, do not listen to me. That pressure is too high. I don't think I've gotten past 5 on the streaks yet. I will tell you this, Steel and Slater. When I need a 5th leg, or when I need another leg, the one that I always do is Bobby Witt over 1.5 total bases. I don't even know if the Royals play today. I'm kind of behind on baseball stuff today. Actually, let's see if projections updated on unabated, we can do a DFS entry, a DFS slip. Deontay over receptions, Ertz over yards. All right, the people are trying to help you out. We can craft an entry real quick if projections are updated on unabated. I think they are. No, they're not. Nope, they're not. All right, let's go back and do another one. Let's see, how many have I done so far? Got 102 left. You guys think I can max this? Do you think I should max it? There you go. There you go. He hit a double in the ninth for one of the streaks. Yeah, Bobby Witt. He's just the over 1.5 total bases that's been my favorite one this year. I do like Dowdle hires. I like Rashee Rice hires. I like Saquon Barkley lowers on receptions. I believe it's 2.5 receptions on Underdog. Schwarber over total bases. I mean, I don't know how you could say that one is bad. All right. I am drafting $5 battle royales. Easy if you want to come draft them and talk battle royale strat with me. You're more than welcome. But do whatever you'd like, sir. The spot that I'm having trouble with in these is Tyreek Hill versus ceedeel. I mean, I feel like you want Tyreek so much more than you want Lamb. I feel like the matchup is so much worse. I feel like the explosion potential is so much worse for Lamb, but that could very easily be mid IQ brain. Like CeeDee Lamb goes Burt. Yeah. Murphy is Murphy's in her kennel right now. She doesn't want to come downstairs. She's resting right now. I don't love Ford. I do not love Ford hires, to be honest. This was the someone was asking about the Hollywood Brown tweet. This is the Hollywood Brown tweet. Rashee Rice, calm before. Hollywood Brown says, your performance will feed families tomorrow, brother. Beautiful. It's beautiful. That's what I want to hear. All right, Tyreek goes 1. Let's do something different. I mean, I would like to just get A-Chain on this one, but I will take Lamb. Okay, all right, let's do A-Chain and then try and set up the... I mean, I suppose to me, it feels like the most likely thing is that... Won't the Houston receivers just set who wins the slate? Won't it be one of Nico, Tank, or Diggs be the one who determines who wins the slate? That is what I feel is the most likely outcome. That basically one of the Texans wide receivers gets 133 yards and a touchdown or something like that and ends up being the most likely slate breaker. I did see their support. I mean, honestly, it seems likely. Like, don't you think that's exactly what Andy Reid would do with Hollywood Brown out? Like, Worthy's still going to run 55, 60% of the routes or something like that. I'm not sweating this report that Justin Watson might outsnap Worthy. I just did my rankings. Okay. A-Chain. All right, well, let's do McBride again. I just did my rankings for this week on patreon.com/Davis Mattek, and I believe I had Worthy as wide receiver 30, which is like, that's a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 flex style guy. You know, not a guy you absolutely have to start, not a stone jam. But like a good play. And we're going to gain a lot of information on Worthy after week 1. Yeah, Justin Watson is going to outsnap Worthy, but Worthy is going to be the one. Yeah. 3. What's the line? 3 for 183 and 3. I just feel that McBride is probably the best play of this slate. I feel pretty confident that Kyler is going to get to like 35, 36, 37 throws. And I've got McBride, like, I guess projected. I'm using the Roto-Grinders projections, but I think McBride should be like a 25% target share guy in this offense. I mean, this is Marvin Harrison Jr.'s first career game. If he has a 19% target share in his first career game, some are saying they are award-winning rankings. People do forget. Okay, Stroud went, so I'm going to take Kyler again. So I've got Kyler, A-Chain, and McBride. This could be a good Devontae Adams team. Yeah, people do forget that I was an award winner at Fantasy Pros for the accuracy of my rankings. McBride being a fancy Ingram, I don't even think that's. I was gonna say, like, I don't even think that is a bad thing. I think that might be a compliment. If McBride could find the paint a little bit, if we could get McBride to 8 touchdowns on the year, with his performance from last year, I mean, I don't think you're complaining about that at all. All right, Kyler, A-Chain, and McBride. Something I'm struggling with drafting these is, like, how far is too far of a scroll? Like, is Brian Thomas Jr. as a Jaguars bring back, is that too far of a scroll? It might be. Like, that might be just going too far away from optimal. Yeah, Pat Kerrane killed Trey McBride on ADP chasing yesterday. Najee versus Atlanta, Ford versus Dallas, Reed versus Philly. Probably Najee. All right. I am going to do... Need a wide receiver. I'm going to do T. Higgins on this one. McBride and Kincaid are the same. Yeah, but no, I think Trey McBride is better than Dalton Kincaid. I can't get there. Can you name the wide receiver who had a 27% target share through the first 6 games last year and who everyone hates? Jacoby Myers. That's my guess. Are we believing in Josh Palmer this year? No, I'm not. Zamir or Monty, David Montgomery. Here's the deal, guys. I'm not going to answer I'll answer some start sits here, but the real start sit show is going to be Sunday morning. Sunday morning at like 9:30 Central Time, 10:30 Eastern Time. I'm going to be live for like 2 hours, and I will answer start sits. I will set lineups. I will check DFS stuff. I will check rankings. I will be locked in to help your fantasy football teams on Sunday morning. All right. Gonna do, do I do another Shakir here? I'll do another, or do I do a James Cook? James Cook is the bring back if he's there. We'll do James Cook as the bring back on this one, and then I'll take a Texans wide receiver. This might not be scrolling enough. Like, all of these guys, like, this team could be duped. This team could Kyler, A-Chain, Cook, Higgins, and a Texans wide receiver could, like, legitimately be duped. Should we have been drafting more Jameis? I mean, if I'm taking a backup quarterback, I'm taking Justin Fields. Because even Jameis, if he plays, he does help the wide receivers, but he doesn't score himself that much because he doesn't run. So if you don't run, there's only so much that you can do. So I would say probably not. I think I need to scroll further. I'm going to do a Gabe Davis, actually. That felt like duping territory. All right, I am going to do Gabe Davis for the Devin A-Chain bring back. All right, Kyler, A-Chain, Cook, T. Higgins, Gabe Davis, Trey McBride. That's a nice one. Let's do another. The Bears-Titans game is just to take all players from that game. I don't know if it gives up too many projected points. I think the move, if you want to do Bears-Titans, my thought on that would be you do that with, like, Lamb and Mostert or something like that, because you can just have Stone Chalk. Like, you could just do Tyreek. You could do like Tyreek and ETN, and then Caleb, Ridley, Rome. I mean, I want to try and max this week on Battle Royale, maybe just to see how it goes. But it's mostly just vibes. Like, I don't think I've ever done more than 10 teams in a Battle Royale before. I actually just made a bet against someone in the Deposit Kingdom and Peter's Discord that I would have a better ROI than them in Battle Royale this year. So I'm really trying to learn ball. How's the day going? The day's going well, man. How's your day going? We're having a good time. We're just relaxing. We're grinding some Battle Royales. We are talking week 1 NFL DFS. One of the spots I'm very curious about is, what does Atlanta look like against a good defense? I mean, they come out against this good defense right away. Like, what if Bijan really does only get like 74 yards against this defense? It's very interesting for this Battle Royale slate too, because Bijan is clearly the best running back play of the slate. Like, I think I'll have to pull up projections, but I think he's projected like 2.5 points better than A-Chain and Jonathan Taylor. But man, that usage could just be so frustrating. I've heard rumors that Atlanta's defense is supposed to be better, but it's kind of a I'll believe it when I see it type thing. Yeah, Bijan in FanDuel scoring is projected 16.8. Rashad White's 16.3. Jonathan Taylor 16. That is blitz. That is blitz projections. I mean, obviously it's pretty early, but interesting. All right. Kyler goes early in this one to TJ Who's Ya Mama. Well, people don't remember. People really do not remember the days of TJ Hushmanzada. Justin Jefferson goes. All right, I'll take Lamb on this one. Sure. I'll try and do it. So I'll do what I was just talking about in the last one. I'll take Lamb, and then I'll take a chalky running back next, and then I'll do a weird stack. I'll do a bear stack or something. Next was offered Bowers, Kyron, and Ayuk for Derrick Henry, McBride, and Amari Cooper. I think I'd prefer to keep the McBride side. Titans defense not even sneaky good. They just are good. Hushmanzada. Wow. So I've got some real ball knowers. Some real ball knowers are hanging out here. All right, there you go. I'll do a Geno. So you asked nicely. I don't really know what, I'm trying to learn as much as everyone else is. So I am happy to comply with this request. No, dude. TJ Hushmanzada was not a tight end. TJ Hushmanzada was a really good, well, not really good. He was a good wide receiver. Once led the NFL in receptions for the Cincinnati Bengals. 112 receptions, 1,143 yards, 12 touchdowns. Kind of out of nowhere. What happened? I guess he got injured this year. I mean, this is, to be honest, this is a little bit before my time. He would have been around, I think I joined, I was playing fantasy then. I was in a league with my dad and stuff then, but I joined like my league and buddies and stuff in high school in 2011. So he theoretically would have been around. Josh Jacobs is like a real, 1 second. Okay. I said I was going to take Geno, so I should take Metcalf. The thing I am thinking about with the Green Bay Packers is, what if they just go all in on Jordan Love? Like, what if this is just like kind of how the Chiefs treat Mahomes, or how the Patriots treated Brady or whatever? Like, they're just like, you know what? We're building the whole plane out of Jordan Love. We're doing a ton of 10 personnel, ton of 11 personnel. We're spreading it out. We're going to throw 41 times. Especially because LaFleur does love to have the rotational running backs, but he doesn't have a rotational running back. I wonder if they just go lean really heavy into the pass rate over expected. Wow, we're going to be able to get McBride with our weirdo team. Amazing. That's really funny. It's John says he lives in Packer country, and even Packer fans are not as all in on Jordan Love as the fantasy bros are. Well, double stacking on FanDuel DFS, it's not that optimal. I mean, the Sims are going to have a better idea of what I'm going to have an idea of, but the Sims don't give double stacks all that often on FanDuel, because it's much like this scoring, it is so touchdown based. All right. So I'm going to take Geno next. Geno and Metcalf. Do we take Javonte as a bring back, or do we just take whatever? What running back do we take here? We got A-Chain. Maybe Aaron Jones. Well, no, James Cook, because we're going totally off the board here, so we could just take total non-chalk. I get these confused. Hand up. I get Fred Jackson and Fred Taylor confused. Yes, it is true. It is true that there are bonuses on FanDuel DFS now, the same as they are. Double stacking Jonnu, Tyreek, and Tua is probably unique. I don't think so, man, because Jonnu just can't get that many raw points. He just how many points can he get in a game? Can he get 20? I really don't think he can. Or he definitely can't in a game where Tyreek has 30. I'm working, man. I'm working. I did see the change. What can you do? All right. Let's take Geno here. I love that you can just rip these. I love that you could just absolutely crush. Dude, see, don't forget the one season CJ Spiller had, though. The one season that CJ Spiller had was a completely beautiful season. I'll never forget it. I had CJ Spiller in fantasy that one incredible Buffalo Bills year. All right, Geno, welcome to the team. Oh, click champions. All right, there we go. 50 in. Let's do our 51st right now. FanDuel, this is a true story, Mr. Bone Capone. FanDuel did enter the best ball space, but all you could do was draft 12-man leagues. It was like you could only draft self-contained leagues, like home league style, like cash games. You could there was no tournament. I want to say 5 years ago, but it was there. It existed. And no one played it. No one cared, obviously. It's a good question. How many games do I think Field starts? I think Field starts 10 games. Do I trade A-Chain for Chase? Yeah, probably. All right, we got the... I should probably start checking my exposures on these. Can you do that? I assume you can. Because my exposures are probably getting a little bit out of whack. Not that I really care, though. I don't mind. Daily... No, you can't. You can until... I guess you can until it's locked. All right. Let's do a Josh. Let's do a Josh team this time. Do you remember that? Do you remember the DeAndre Swift rumor that he was arrested for murder? That was crazy. That was like a crazy 48 hours on Twitter. Who has more fantasy relevant games this season? May, Knicks, and Fields. I mean, you're talking 12 team managed. Justin Fields. Artillery Frost says 10 feels like the least likely number. If they get to 7 games of rust, they'll probably wait until Fields can start 50% of snaps. Good point. I mean, I'm just saying he's probably injured. is really okay. So I took Josh. Let's just do Chase, man. He's gonna play, right? Josh and Chase. Why not? I'm sure you can. Are you not capping me right now? They really reopened this DeAndre Swift murder investigation. No, zero cappuccino. Most undervalued wide receiver in drafts. One of the Green Bay guys. Don't ask me which one. Reed, Watson, Dobbs, Wicks. I mean, Wicks would probably be my Wicks or Reed probably. Because Green, I mean, we all believe in Love. You know, we all think that that Jordan Love is going to throw for 4,500 yards or whatever. But the wide receivers none of them are being drafted. Like 3 Chiefs wide receivers went ahead of Packers wide receivers for a while. I mean, some people would say that's how it should be. Wow, all right, I'm not coming up for air on Trey McBride. I'm totally comfortable with that. I'm completely comfortable just smashing McBride in these. This is how you can check exposures. I just was looking at the wrong tab. These are my exposures for these right now. A lot of Stroud, a lot of Murray, a lot of Allen, a lot of A-Chain, a lot of Walker, a lot of Cook, a lot of McBride, a lot of Kincaid, a lot of Pitts, a lot of Houston. That's how I want it. I want to be having a lot of the Houston guys. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. All right. Let's do a running back. Let's do Ken. Let's do Mr. Ken Walker. Confirmed case reopened. If I had to name an overrated quarterback between CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, and Anthony Richardson, for real NFL, it would be Richardson. And for fantasy, it would definitely be Love. Like Jordan Love's path to failure, pretty clear. Like if Jordan Love only throws for 28 touchdowns, he's like probably a bad pick in fantasy because he doesn't run at all. And the Packers play very slow. The Packers will probably have not a bunch, but they'll have some very low scoring games. So pretty easy path to failure for him. Now, this is a spot where none of these are scroll down picks. All these guys are roughly at ADP. I'm going to have one scroll down pick because I'm going to take Khalil Shakir. But the question that I don't know the answer to is, do you want to scroll down again, or is one scroll down guy enough? My gut instinct is you probably want to scroll down twice, and not even that far. Like you don't need to scroll to like a guy who like sucks. Like I don't need to scroll down to Jalen Tolbert, a guy who is 1% owned or whatever in this contest. But I think you want to scroll to a guy who's not drafted every time. Like maybe like Najee, who like gets drafted but is not a jam. It feels like the most appropriate way to respond to it for me. But I'm not quite sure. The 12-man drafts have the same ADP, which is really weird given that 12-mans go past. That is weird. That is weird. I've got a little bit of Javonte both in this contest and on DraftKings. I think Javonte is very interesting. I also have his receiving hires. Raheem Mostert. Here, let's take a break and let's go make a pick'em slip for week 1 based off of that. I've got a discount available. I'm gonna take Chris Olave's hire. I'm gonna take Javonte's receiving hire. That's already I got it once at lower than this, but I'm gonna take it again. Let's see who else looks interesting. Let's go. What can I get on Dontavian Wicks? Dontavian Wicks, 30.5 receiving yards. Bo Melton. Let's go Dobbs. Dobbs over 39.5 receiving yards. Dowdle is a good one. I'll do Dowdle. I already have that once, but I'll do it again. Dowdle over 7.5 receiving yards. All right, I need a fifth leg. Man. Please tell me that it's not an incomplete. Tell me it's actually a complete pass. Need a fifth leg to maximize this EV. Let's do JSN. What's JSN's 8.5 fantasy points? Sure. Higher. Fire that for $10. Oh, you can do with the discount. You can go higher. All right. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Maximum you can do is 10. Okay. Locked in. Chris Olave higher, 43.5 total yards. Javonte Williams higher, 16.5 receiving yards. Romeo Dobbs higher, 39.5. Rico Dowdle higher, 7.5. Jackson Smith and Jigba higher, 8.85. Beautiful. Ayuk under yards. That's a really good one. I need to remember that. That is, I like that. All right, we got to go back to Battle Royale. Of course, I have love for Worthy over 20.5 longest reception. I will do another. Oh, we get the 1-on-1. I will do another pick'em entry when we get done with when I'm about to log off. The DeAndre Swift thing is a fake Dov Klein account. All of Chase's stuff got pulled today that I saw. I don't know if you guys are having this experience, but I have a bunch of dynasty teams that are not oh wow, Peter Overzet. He's right here. He's trying to get this sauce. Is he streaming right now, or is he just doing this for fun? Is he like watching his child and drafting battle royales right now? I've got a bunch of dynasty teams right now that are not set up for the season to start one way or the other, and I got to figure out what I'm doing with them. So I'm spending all day, like I've done a bunch today, trying to figure out what I'm doing with these teams. He's stream sniping me, bro. I did them immediately as it opened. Amazon, AZ Mountain Man. I should have saved them for the stream, but I was like, imagine I saved them and the contest fills. I'd be super pissed off. So I just did them right away. And one of my teams is completely dead in it. Is it still open or did it fill already? Oh no, it's far from full. You guys should enter it. You guys should enter the Deposit Kingdom Weekly League on the NFL Sunday main slate. $10 entry, $10,000 in prizes, $1,000 to first. This is a great question. When Worthy scores the most points at tomorrow night's games, he goes in the third round. What's the best NFL sim to use? Well, Scorpion McScorp, I'm an affiliate of rotogrinders.com, and their SimLabs product is what I'm going to be using for this upcoming season. There's a link to purchase it in the description of this show. But honestly, I would say ETN's got to be a very good pick with Tyreek, right? Let's go ETN and Stroud. What I will say is that SimLabs is very easy to use. I can't say that I'm a genius as it pertains to sims. Like, can I create a formula or a software to evaluate a sim on top of a sim to find out if the sim is good? But I have enjoyed using sims. Yeah, I'm gonna play the same amount of DFS I always have, maybe more. Gotta be in these streets. Is St. Brown and Laporta in a managed league counterproductive? No. I mean, you're gonna have some brutal weeks. Although the Lions don't play outside until week 16 or something crazy. I don't think it's counterproductive. I think it's fine. Yeah, Lions are a smash. They have a lot of projected points. How many levels to Sims is too deep? I mean, that's a great question. I think people at NFL are bad enough that you can kind of get away not being a super brain player. You don't need to add that much on top of the Sims to be a good player. Other sports, I can't answer that, like Sims for golf or Sims for baseball or Sims for NFL. That is a different thing for me. All right, I need a scroller here because this has been all chalk. So I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna take Aaron Jones at running back. Does that make the Lions more susceptible to injuries? I don't know. That seems crazy. I'm going to take, no, not Mostert, Aaron Jones. I'm going to take Aaron Jones, and then I need to scroll for another wide receiver. No, I'll scroll at the last pick, and I'm going to take Tank on this team. I will show you guys Pete's team when it's done. If DFS and best ball truly take off, there were so many tacos that Sims won't even be necessary at all. I mean, there are kind of a lot of tacos right now. Davis, since you're a high volume guy, how do you keep your hands around all your managed league responsibility? Yeah, I don't have any interns. So most of my high stakes teams are co-owned, are co-managed, which is very, very, very helpful because it means that even if I have to go in and set the numbers, it means that other people are checking and just aware of what is going on and reminding me. Like it keeps me accountable. But the real answer is, Joyous Cynic, is that basically a lot of my time once the season starts is going to be spent putting waivers in. A lot of time is going to be spent putting waivers in. Yeah, DFS is kind of doing the opposite of taking off. It's all about sports betting, and it's all about the forced parlay apps. All right. So we scroll. We didn't really. So we need to scroll for a tight end. Noah Fant is a good one. Noah Fant is a good scroll. Noah Fant. Oh, I can't even. I was gonna show you guys Pete's team, but I can't. My bad. All right. Number 53. True. I have Mahomes, Pacheco, Rice, and Kelsey in a 12-team dynasty. Yeah, start them all. Start them all. I mean, I think we can all relate to this. Like every time you've ever bet a parlay, you've been like, "Oh, dude, I was so close to hitting," and then with DFS, you just get your shit rocked. It's so brutal. Is Pete in this? No, Pete's not in this one. Okay. Picking at the turn is always a little interesting. Worthy. I mean, I'm gonna use the Sims tomorrow. Like I'm gonna do some MME stuff. I think Mark Andrews is a really good captain. He's very cheap in Showdown relative to the Chiefs wide receivers and relative to Derrick Henry. So I think Mark Andrews is probably gonna end up being my guy. Yeah, I mean, this is what the Sims are supposed to help with. The Sims are supposed to tell you what chalk you need to play and what chalk you shouldn't. That's kind of the whole point. Not that it's an end all be all or anything like that. This is true. You can kind of do a Tua A-Chain Ingram stack. No, I don't love it. Do you plan to do any Fab Theory and or personal approach streams? Well, probably not, because that stuff is all on the Patreon. That stuff is for the people who are like really grinding fantasy football stuff out. I'll do some of the personal approach stuff on Sunday mornings when I'm talking about all my fantasy teams. I'll have all my FFPC teams set up and everything. But yeah, the Fab stuff, like all the Fab articles and rest of season rankings and everything, that'll be over on patreon.com/DavisMattek. I got Rice ranked ahead of Worthy this week, but that could honestly flip after 1 week, truly. No, there's not enough slates. There's not enough entries in the slate to get me to Danny Dimes. Wow, A-Chain. Let's do. I bet I don't have an A-Chain Chase. Let's do A-Chain and Chase. It is always fun to have the hope. CD signed his contract like a week ago, and Chase practiced today. I think the move with Chase is you just draft him, right? It's like the risk reward is like, okay, if Chase is playing, he's probably the one. He goes ahead of. He'd be a first round pick in these every time. So I think you just take him. I mean, you don't have to make him a core tenet of your rosters or anything like that, but it feels like the risk reward is pretty good. Huh. It is pretty fun to be Burrow is almost for sure going to throw 3 tuds. The Bengals feel to me a little bit underdrafted in this, like being Burrow not getting drafted every time, T kind of being in and out, and then both of the running backs. I think you take Chase naked. Well, don't you just move Andre Yoshibas up in your rankings or something? I don't know. You don't like best ball, dude? Not a big best ball, bro? I'm sure we can arrange something. All right. Well, Artillery Frost says he doesn't think I should take Joe Burrow. So what does that leave me? Take Anthony Richardson on this team. I've not taken Richardson very much in these. Bro, no one needs a best ball auction. Do you have any idea how long that would take? That would be unbelievable. It would take so long. All right, let's do Richardson. This one's going to be a weirdo. Oh, this one's going to be a weirdo team. No, it's literally what I'm going to do. I am going to scroll down for 80 Mitchell on this one. It's May, the teams that were getting neighbors. Those guys were never, that was never happening. Oh, no, not Mostert. Aaron Jones again. Malik Neighbors never went after the 3rd round, and Marvin Harrison never went after pick 18. Because the reason why the Lions can pay St. Brown early, but the Bengals can't do that for Chase, is that the Cincinnati Bengals are the cheapest and brokest organization in football. The Bengals owners have no money. They are. I think they're theoretically worth a lot of money, but they are cash poor. So it's hard for them to be. And NFL contracts have to be. You have to escrow the cash. So they're just broke. Have I done a Justin Jefferson, Jones, Darnold stack? No, I would just do one or the other. Well, I wouldn't do Jones with that. I wouldn't do Jones at all. I would do a Justin Jefferson, Darnold stack. I've done a Justin Jefferson, Darnold stack in this contest in the Battle Royale. Yeah, the Bengals they're just a poverty franchise. Well, Will, I'm hoping it's more than 2 because I'm about to draft him on this team. So I'm hoping it's 6. I'm hoping 6 targets, 4 receptions, 83 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. True. The Bengals owner. Yes, it's liquidity issues. That's a better way to say it than the way that I said it. How bad is an Addison, Jefferson, Darnold double in this? In Battle Royale, terrible. Just can't get enough raw points. Like, I think the only double stack I would push would be the Texans stuff. Because if you think about it, you're basically saying Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and Waddle, and these guys, like all the best wide receivers get outscored by both your guys. Like Jordan Addison versus Devontae Adams, who you taking? I would rather stash 80 Mitchell and manage. The Patriots offense is going to start very slow. Naked Richardson can easily be the nuts. I might just do that on this. You're taking Richardson. Taking Richardson is basically saying this dude runs for 3 touchdowns or whatever. Like he's got to outscore Josh Allen. He's got to outscore Josh Allen. He's got to outscore Jaden Daniels. I haven't taken Jaden Daniels very much in this. Yeah, I'm going to take Richardson naked. So I'm going to do Adams there. And now I need a scroll. Who's my scroll? Calvin Ridley will be my scroll. Oh, I got to take a tight end. I got to scroll for a tight end. I'll scroll for Juwan Johnson. Why not? Wow, you read my mind, dude. I didn't even read that before I clicked it. My third eye is open. This is a very enjoyable way to spend an afternoon. Just hanging out, drafting teams, chatting ball, knowing ball. So why do you have to scroll? So the reason why you have to go further down is that you are going to be overlapping your selections with so many of your opponents. Like, think about this, Miles. You're doing a DFS slate, and you know that CeeDee Lamb is going to be. It's not 100% owned because obviously not. It's 16% owned, but that CeeDee Lamb is going to be selected by every team available to select him. But let's say Steph Diggs will only be on half the teams available to have selected him. Well, doesn't that make Steph Diggs seem much more appealing? It makes Steph Diggs seem much more appealing to me personally. So that is why you are trying to find avenues that your opponents are not exploiting effectively. All right, well, Sebastian, I was kind of out, but now I'm all the way back in. Let's do a Justin Jefferson team. Sebastian says he's got a legendary matchup. Rice is a lock this week. Yes, yes. This is basically what you're doing. Is like the way I'm thinking about it is there's no replacing the best plays. There's no leverage. There's no leverage you can get to that makes Tyreek a bad play. There's no way you can look at anything and be like, well, Tyreek isn't going to like Tyreek is going to get like the guys at the very top, Tyreek and Nico and A-Chain and Bijan. These guys are they're in a different category. They're the guys who are 40% owned on DraftKings, and then they get there anyway. Like, and you're just like, oh, well, I had to have the guy who was 40% owned. But the DK Metcalfs are the guys who are like 11% owned, but in these contests, it's more like they're 30% owned, or effectively. I've got one more FFPC main event on Friday, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm streaming it or not. Unclear if I'm streaming. All right, so we got Jefferson. All right, well, let's do Nico and let's do Stroud again. Jefferson, Nico, Stroud. I probably have this combo a couple times. My win percentage is 0 because I haven't ever really played these before, but I do know that my good friends, the Badge Brothers, John Warner and Nez, who you can find on their YouTube channel, the Badge Bros, are incredibly good players at this. They are the best of the best at this. They win all the time, and guys from their channel win all the time. And they are big practitioners of the scroll the F down. It's such a hack. It's such a hack because if I were just to tell you beforehand the ownership percentages in the DK Millie, and you knew them, and you knew, like, let's say that Alvin Kamara was going to be 50% owned, but Jerome Ford was going to be 5% owned, you would click Ford like every time. But you don't even have to guess. We just know that. Like never really overlays. The best ball contest? Well, the best ball contest does normally overlay, but the DK weekend Millie like never overlays. Normally sells out early, actually. Scrolling for running back too. Yeah, I get the sense. I get that sense. It'll be interesting to look back at my results this week and see how well or how poorly I played. But like scrolling down to Tony Pollard or Javonte Williams or Chase Brown or Rico Dowdle, I mean, all of that makes sense to me. Why can't those guys score more points than Alvin Kamara? I think they certainly can. You guys, this FFPC shit is crazy. FFPC has a 16-year-old standing rule to change positions before NFL season based on official changes by the NFL teams and never after the season starts. You definitely should scroll in you should scroll in seasonal some. I mean, obviously it's a little bit different. Yeah, Kamara is a terrible pick. I don't think I've taken him much yet. Who are the trap plays? Well, maybe he's not. I love being a Liam Slappy this week. I think just doing Alan Kincaid and then getting weird. I love it. All right, we've got Stroud stacked already. So I need a tight end. Probably 2 running backs. I'm going to do... Well, let's just scroll. Let's do Pollard. No, I'm going to make you guys vomit. I'm really going to scroll. I'm going to take a Rico Dowdle. How many times do you think a Rico Dowdle is going to be drafted in week 1 battle royale? Got to be like 10 times max. I think that Kamara is going to be a very good play. This week. Honestly, it's the shitty Panthers. He's going to get his 18 touches. He's going to score a tud. I don't think you're ignoring. Like you need to pay attention to 80. Like actually, I think you're ignoring ADP entirely. You're just thinking more about projected points. And after a certain level, after like, I don't know, the 15th guy's been picked or whatever, the projected points don't matter at all because they're all bunched up. Like after you get to the running back 6 or the wide receiver 5, the projected points are they're just nuked. Okay, so we need a tight end. We could just, like, that's the thing. Is like, I'm just doing weird shit at tight end because these guys are not going to score. Evan Ingram, Jake Ferguson, David Njoku, Dalton Schultz, and half PPR. I am not sweating these guys. Aaron Jones projects for 0.25 less points than, yeah, exactly. This is the exact point that I'm making. Aaron Jones is projected for 0.25 points less than ETN and is going undrafted in a majority of these. Exact point. Like, there's no logic that makes that okay. And because of the way that players are just displayed in the applet, that is how people draft them, which is just so funny. All right, I don't have a Dolphin on this one, so I'm going to do Jonnu Smith, who's, per his most recent note, rotating with Durham Smythe. Team number 55. 80% Joe Mixon. Sure, why not? Why not, man? Not my cup of tea. Got another 101, the Influencer 101. Man. So it's so funny. I don't even think there is a clear 101 this week. Like, I guess Tyreek is the best. But easy. I'm gonna be done. I'm probably gonna do like 2 more. I gotta go let my puppy dog out. She needs to go pee, and she hasn't been out since I started the stream. I'm not going to Vegas with the boys. James, you might not know this about me. Not a big Vegas guy. I do love to gamble, but I don't love to gamble how you think. I don't like to play table games. I prefer to play poker, which is like a boring nerd virgin answer. And I don't drink alcohol. And so if you are going to be the nerd at the party who doesn't drink and doesn't want to play roulette or blackjack or whatever, it's not that fun. I think the real answer is we just don't know, Artillery Frost. We just don't know. The thing I would say about taking Nico 101 is that actually is a spot where you can get him often enough in the second round that you could still get like 50% of your teams having Nico or something, even if you're not taking him 101. And you definitely do want to have Tyreek teams, I think. I mean, Tyreek is the highest projected skill position player of the slate by like a standard deviation. I need to keep the projections pulled up so I can check this stuff so that I'm not just talking out of my ass. So tomorrow morning, guys, I will be back with Jacob Sanderson, and we're going to do our total DFS breakdown. So that'll be the DraftKings salary DFS breakdown. So don't think there's not going to be... Here's the deal, dude. I like table games, but I don't love table games. I don't love them, Dave. I don't love them. Damn. Is Kincaid going to be there for me? Or is this dude going to snipe him? All right. I am going to take Kincaid. Tyreek and Kincaid is sick. Tyreek, Kincaid, and Ken Walker is a hell of a start to this draft. Okay, skill position points on FanDuel. I mean, look at this. Tyreek is projected he's projected 3 points better than CD. These Detroit LAR guys are not on this slate. He's projected like 5 points ahead of Bijan, about the same ahead of Jefferson, about the same ahead of Chase. This is Michael Pittman Jr. projection. Got to talk to Cardi about that one. That one's not right. Oh yeah, yeah. I do underdog pick'ems, and you should use my promo code on unabated because that's where I get all my plays. There's a link to that in the description of this. Unabated is to me the best tool to create pick'em entries, or roto grinders. Actually, they're both pretty good. Trade McBride for Dan? No, do not do that. You definitely do not do that. The table game I play is I play roulette because you can just vibe. James Young once flipped the coin for 1K once in the bathroom of the Trump Taj. I mean, look, I've spent a lot of times in casinos. Obviously, I've played a lot of table games. I'm not trying to proselytize here, but going to Vegas for a whole weekend where it's a bunch of dudes drinking, not always my vibe. Yeah, Daniels Ertz is nice. I probably don't have any of those. Maybe I should do a Daniels team here. No, I don't need it. I don't need it. That Rashad White projection is glaring. I guess I should take more of him. What's my scroll here? Do I have a scroll? Rashad White. Sure, I'll take McLaurin. There's my scroll. And then Daniels. That might not be scrolly enough. That combination might be too owned. I guess it is a bring back. That is too deep in the weeds. Playing Malik Washington in a 67,000 entry tournament, half PPR. Too far of a scroll. What do you mean do a mock draft? You want to do a mock draft on September 4th, dude? The Pug 3 is in the lobby, man. The Pug 3 is in the lobby. Go and have at it. How many likes do we have on the stream? Are you guys doing that thing where you are in the stream and not liking the stream? Because that would be very rude. That wouldn't make me feel that good about myself. It would, in fact, be unideal. My man got Chase at 18 in a BR last night paired with Evers. Oof. Oof. See, this is a very interesting thing, is you kind of just have to grind these because you never know when you are going to get that combo. You never know when you are going to just get the absolute nutted combo. And you want to get that. Awesome. J-Mac is so rich. Who cares, man? J-Mac is playing with play money. It's just my man. It's true, dude. The dog is gonna go. They're leaving. They said that if I don't get to 4,000 YouTube subscribers, they can't love me anymore. Murphy's real cute too. She'd be someone said this earlier. Someone in the Discord said they were going to give their buddy my deposit code for Underdog, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. That's really nice." And he was like, "Let me take Jaden Daniels." And he was like, "Oh, thanks for setting it up. Thanks for the deposit bonus." I was like, "No, dude. When you use promo code Davis on Underdog, when you tell someone to use promo code Underdog on like first time deposit bonus, you are literally feeding my family. You are literally feeding my family." That I mean, it's great. The first time deposit bonus, promo code Davis. It's as big as it gets. That is the kindest thing you can do for me and for my family is to use promo code Davis, or to tell someone to use promo code Davis, because that lets Underdog know that our relationship and our partnership matters. Thank you, Cap for Life. Were you the one asking about Cortland Sutton? Not a fan, to be honest. Not a fan. Don't think he's a good stylistic fit with my boy, Bo Nix. The amount does not matter. The amount matters to you, brother. The amount matters to you because you get the deposit bonus. Dylan Gibson is a good man. He's going door to door when he gets off work to try and get people to sign up under promo code Davis. What a guy. Underdog sounds too much like Ultimate Bet. I know about Ultimate Bet. Don't trust these new sites. And Underdog's been around for like 5 years, bro. But you do you, Jason. I would never tell you not to do you. Longer than 5 years, I think. See, Absolute Sauce, that's how I know you're not a real one. That's how I know you're not a good friend. Because you making $10 off your referral is more important than me making money off of your referral. Yeah, FFPC much more like Ultimate Bet. Well, Jason, good news. If you're new, you should use promo code Davis on Underdog and get yourself a first-time deposit bonus match up to $1,000. All right, I'm gonna do Bijan. On this one. What if Big Momo 601 doesn't like A-Chain? I would appreciate that. Seriously, you'd feed my family. You'd feed my dogs, man. That would be very kind of you. Thoughts on Coleman? Keon Coleman? I don't think Keon Coleman is going to play very much. It's in the Mr. Absolute Sauce. It's in the link. It's in the description of this show, I believe. Wow, a Bijan A-Chain start. That is a GM. Yep, yeah, the unabated code. So unabated has props for specifically Underdog. Most have the major sports books. Yeah. So unabated has all of the DFS pick'em entries. So if you play DFS pick'ems, they have that, but they also have all of the sports books. They have lots of stuff going on. Any line you can think of, really. Is Curtis Samuel playing? That's what I read today. Yeah, unabated is a little pricey. It is a little pricey, but if you're really going to get after it, I think it is worth it. Okay, so I've got an A-Chain Bijan start. I'm taking. Well, no, I'm going to take McBride actually, because I see my opportunity to scroll. Thoughts on Shakir? I do really like Shakir this week in DFS. I didn't like him in Manage for most of the offseason. Damn, I knew that guy was going to snap Stroud. Okay. So let's set up. I'm going to take Devontae Adams, and then I'm just going to have to figure something weird out at the end. This one's going to be weird. Is there a highly ranked player you're fading on the week 1 slate? Let's see. Here, let's sort by own. Ownership on FanDuel week 1. I don't see any of these guys as an outright fade. Kyron, I wouldn't play, I don't think. Kamara, I'm not in on Kamara. There you go. There's Kamara. I won't be that into playing Kamara. Yeah, I will be using the Blitz projections for Pick'em. There's a way, so if you sign up for Unabated and you have a Blitz subscription, you can have the Blitz automatically link in to your Unabated account and it'll translate. I'm not calling Neighbors a fade, but I am also of this mind. I think Flores is going to be all over Daniel Jones. I think it's going to be a bit of a tough scene for Mr. Jones. All right, I got to figure out what I'm doing stacking wise here. If I take Kyler, I really got to scroll for this last wide receiver because this is super chalky. Here, I'll scroll for Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. That's a pretty big scroll, right? I might play Kamara. I don't know. I will have much more cogent thoughts about how to approach salary cap week 1 DFS tomorrow, because I'm going to sit down with Jacob and we're really going to go through it. I'm going to take JSN. And that is going to, Shaheed is a fun scroll. Short stream, guys, but I'm going to wrap it up right there. 6 little BRs. I probably should have tried to go live earlier. I had a very busy day. Got a bunch of work done over on the Patreon. If you are not a member of Patreon, you're not going to know what I'm talking about, and that's fine. You guys can hang out here. Cram sessions Sunday morning. Cram sessions are that's not a May, that's happening. We are doing Sunday morning. I'll be here probably 9:30 Central Time, so 10:30 Eastern. I'll be doing DFS. I'll be running the Sims. I'll be checking injuries, setting lineups, answering questions, all of that stuff. Doing all of it. Tomorrow morning. So I think I'm not going to stream it tomorrow. I think I'm going to try it as a video. And if it doesn't do that well as a video, I'll do it as a stream. But I think for week 1, I'm going to try it as a video and see if that does anything in the algorithm. We'll see. I'm going to try it. No promises that it does or does not do well, but I'm going to try it. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a member of the channel. If you become a member of the channel, you can hang out with all of us in Discord and chat about all of our week 1 strategies. Lou says I got to post it early. All right. Maybe I'll post it Friday. Thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out, and I will be back with you all tomorrow. Later.